Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode of Black Swan System. In this episode, we're going to discuss all the possible strategies to meet women in 2024. And we're going to then rank them in a tier list from tier S, which is good use of your time, good quality, all the way to absolute shit, which is like total waste of time, not worth it. If you're doing it, just leave it, bro.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is not scripted or anything like that. So we're going to do this live with you. We have prepared a lot of different places where we met women in the past, where we know guys have met women in the past, which are places a lot of guys talk about. But first and foremost, why the fuck should you actually listen to us? So me and Ans, over the past 2 years, we have developed a strong and ginormous social circle here in Munich, Germany, one of the biggest cities here in Germany. And we're constantly managing to be surrounded by 10, 20, 30, 40 girls in our city, top-notch girls, Playboy models, competition winners. We're constantly surrounded by them, constantly doing cool shit with them. And of course, closing, let's say it's not a problem anymore.
Lovely, man. Awesome. Roll the trailer. Okay, man. Let's talk about online dating first. How would you rate online dating, Max?
Yeah, so we have our tiers first, right? We have the tier S, very high quality and very high quantity and okay quantity, okay quality, high quantity, okay quality, and okay quantity, and tier D, absolutely not worth it. So that's shit. Looking at online dating, and I have very widespread experiences with online dating. I personally would go with okay quality and high quantity.
I see that it's the same. So tier B is okay quality and high quantity.
Yeah. Of course, you can meet very high quality women there, but we have to look on the general rule here. We have to look on most of the guys who are using online dating, and most of the guys can't really get a very high quality woman from online dating. But why should a very high quality woman be on online dating apps anyways, right?
So for online dating to work, I think you need a very good profile.
Yeah.
And also, like, not the highest quality girls are using actively dating apps. They use it, they try it. So I was talking to this one girl, like, she says, I was cycle. I'm on dating apps. I use it for a couple of weeks. I feel absolutely terrified. I'm like, this is like bullshit. And then there are some like women who are attractive and high quality, they use it, but like they're not using it every day. So I would say there's high quantity. You can meet girls. Like, if you want to go on dates as fast as possible with okay quality girls, like sevens, even. I think online dating is perfect.
So online dating is, in today's day and age, the fastest way to get dates. So even faster than doing cold approach in the streets, because for a lot of guys, you have to first overcome your approach anxiety, develop some social skills, go out, find a place where you can walk around, approach those girls. But online dating, you just make a profile, and while you're taking a shit, you can swipe on hundreds and hundreds of girls. So that's a very fast way to meet one.
Also, like, there is double-sided intent. Like cold approach, you don't know if the girl is interested, looking for something, right? But on dating app, you know for sure the girl is like desperate to meet someone. Like, why would she?
Yeah. So the frame is set on online dating. So if there's someone using an online dating app, so that person wants to meet someone. So that's a benefit.
Awesome. So tier B, online dating apps.
Yes.
Okay. What about cold approaching in the street?
That's a big one. I would say, in my experience, and I've done cold approach a lot, I would rank that in tier A, very high quality and okay quantity. But I became someone who looks more at quality rather than quantity. I used to look more on quantity back in the days where I just mainly focused on approaching more and more girls and get to know as many girls as fast as possible. Today, I'm looking more at quality. And you can find very attractive girls especially when you live in a big city. For example, here in Munich, it's very good. Berlin can work very good. Hamburg and other similar cities like Lisbon, London, wherever you live. So you can meet a lot of attractive girls there. The quantity is not that good because a lot of those attractive girls, they're either with their friend there or with their boyfriend, or for some reason you maybe can't approach them or you don't see them as often as you would like to.
Yeah, so I would rank it like this. The quality is much higher, but the quantity especially in winter. Like girls like just don't go outside,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
are not on like the street that often. Like there's something which pickup artists use like feet per minute, right? So
Mm,
that sounds like a bit kinky, but you don't just see them like in maybe 1 hour you can talk to like 5 girls, and like if
mm,
four of them are like
yeah,
boyfriend, like you just wasted your
yeah,
time. Okay, quantity, but like in terms of efficiency, I really don't think it's the most efficient way to meet girls.
yeah,
So
yeah.
for that reason, yeah, it's even though it's tier A, but like in terms of efficiency, I would probably move it to tier B.
Yeah, yeah. It really depends on the season.
Yeah, so I would say let's move cold approaching to tier B because
Mm.
it's like not very efficient use of time. What about clubbing, going to the clubs, Max?
Yeah, similar to cold approaching in the street, but in my experiences, I met more high quality women in the club. So I would rank it in tier A, very high quality and okay quantity. And you have to keep in mind, most of the girls, or the chances are way higher for a girl, for a very high quality girl to be single when she's in the club than when she's on the streets. Because when she's high quality and she has a boyfriend, most of the girls don't have the urge to go clubbing or not that often. But when you see a good looking girl in the club, she's high quality, she has maybe just one friend with her, then the chances are way higher for her to be single or open to flirt around, because the club is that area where girls want attention. They want to dance around, they want to flirt, they dress up nicely. Yeah.
What would you say to the guys who say like girls who go to the clubs are like low quality girls?
Yeah, there's a balance, of course, right? So it's not black and white. So of course, it's fine for a girl to experience a party. So that's like normal human desire, of course. And when she goes to the club like once a month with a good friend of her just to dance around because she likes dancing, I mean, that's fine. So, but if that's a girl who goes to the club 2 times or even 3 times a week with her friends, then of course there's a high chance that she's maybe a hoe. So
For the streets,
for the streets, yes.
I agree. So I mean, what I've realized, like even the most angelic girls, they still go
Yeah.
to the nightclubs like every now and then,
Yeah,
right? So
sure.
they don't go very often,
Yeah.
but they still go like every now and then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would say if you are going clubbing like once a week, it could be a good channel to meet girls, and then you can just tell like how often the girl comes to the parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it depending, but you can see how attractive the girl is,
Yeah.
and like you can match and vibe
Yeah.
there. But I would also say like the quantity is higher, but in terms of
Yeah, quantity is a difficult one. So for most of the clubs, when I look here at Munich or Hamburg, of course the quantity is great. There are a lot of cool looking girls in the clubs, but not every one of them is high quality. Again, it really depends on how you define high quality for yourself.
yes,
And there are of course other clubs where which are very exclusive, who don't let in anyone. And of course, the quantity and quality of those girls is way higher in more exclusive clubs. But again, not every guy has access to those. And speaking of having easy access to clubs with very high quality girls, I mean, the quantity is lower in those places, from my experience.
okay, so let's slate clubbing. Depends on like which clubs to go. So we are assuming in Black Sound System you go to the top tier clubs. So
Mhm.
for that reason, I think let's do with tier A.
Yeah.
What about the gym?
The gym. So I have to be honest, I approached maybe like 4 or 5 girls in the gym. I didn't do any cool approaches in the gym because when I'm training, I am very focused and I have very different experiences. I know guys who met cool girls through the gym. I know from other guys who had their most creepy experiences in the gym where they went up to a girl and it totally didn't went the direction the guys were hoping for it to go, and then they saw the girl every time in the gym again, and then it creates this creepy situation. So there's the saying, you don't eat where you shit. And I mean, that's true, but of course you shouldn't use that as a excuse for not to do it, right? So when you see a hot girl in the gym and the situation is good, again, so this is social calibration, you should approach her when the situation is right. Then of course you can approach her and see where it goes, right? But my experiences in the gym aren't that big. What about you?
So I would say I've had like mixed experience. So
Mm.
in gym, if you want to do like you have to do it like that you probably will see the girl again maybe like next week or in 2 weeks, right? So you don't have to rush the things.
Yeah.
You can like test the waters. Like,
Shouldn't be too direct then.
yeah, just like test the waters and
Yeah.
like be familiarized to her. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can do it with multiple girls, but like you have to do the gym game differently, right? Like hey, just like smile one time and like yeah, just ask her hey, like haven't seen you here. You come here often. That's it. Like you didn't eject. Next time you see her, you have a longer conversation. I would say time wise, it's like not the most efficient thing, but like if you're going to the gym, you can maybe do something. So I would say I would put it in tier B. It can work because a girl who goes to the gym is high quality. He is in fitness,
Yeah.
but it's not the most efficient use of your time because
Yeah.
even after like 4 weeks, and then you just find out, like, okay, she's not even single, like you're not her type, right? It's like you just wasted time. But I would say it can definitely work. I had some good interactions. I know people who
Yeah.
can make it work. So I would put that gym in tier B. Next is for our younger audience, high school.
Yeah, same principle. You don't eat where you shit, right? So I know pickup artists who had very good experiences during high school when they cold approach on their campuses a lot of girls. So this can work, but at the same time, you have to protect your reputation. It can very fast lead to you being that guy who just creeps out all of the girls, and then all of a sudden come into that situation where a lot of girls talk behind your back, where they say, "Hey, don't talk to this guy, don't meet him, don't do this, to do that." So it can work really, really good, but you can fuck it up really, really fast as well. So you have to be cautious with that one. I would say it's similar to the gym. You have to do it differently. You can't just directly approach every girl you see on the campus.
Okay, I think it's not just about cold approaching. It's like you are part of your school.
Yeah,
So you are
social
doing
circle.
different things together. I would
Yeah.
say I would put it actually in tier A
Uh-huh.
because you are spending some years with the same people.
Yeah.
You get used to them.
Yeah.
They like you have like things in
Yeah.
common. You study the same thing,
Yeah.
right? You have like shared experiences together, and like in a mutual environment, like where girls are more familiar to you, you can see an increase in
Yeah.
interest. So I would say quality is good because you share a lot of common values.
Yeah.
She knows you well. You know her well. But quantity is like you're limited to the quantity of people in that environment. It's like a circle of people that you are spending
Yeah.
some time with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people get their first relationships from high school. So
Yeah.
I would say it's very good if you have like nice social skills. If you're famous, then like yeah, high school is like the dream for you. Like a lot of chads, they are like who are famous in high school and college, like their life just gets worse once they step in the career world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say from that perspective, I would personally put it into tier A.
Okay. Yeah.
There's less quantity, but quality could be very high. Next up, bars.
Yeah, bars really depends on where you're going, but I'd put it in tier A because it's very, very, very similar to clubbing.
Not much to say there, similar experience. University lecture halls.
Yeah, very similar to high school, I would say, but the big difference here is it really depends on what you're studying, because in high school, everyone is in one class, learns the same things. So, of course, in every class, we all know that from experiences, there are usually a couple of hot girls, a couple of fatties, one class clown, one nerd, one cool guy, and all of that stuff. But if you study like electrical engineering, of course, you can expect to have like hundreds and hundreds of hotties in your lecture. So it really depends on what you're studying.
Yeah, I would put like in a tier C. It's not my favorite way
Yeah.
like to go about. Okay, I'm going to be part of a 90 minutes lecture so I can meet one girl a month. That's like
Yeah.
it's like not a few minutes of time. So I would say okay quality, okay quantity. I mean okay quality because like you have common interest, but like the quantity is just not there.
Yeah.
Depending like if you are in some subjects, if you are like in principles where there's like a better ratio, like in medical field, like in HR, but like bro, what are you doing there? In psychology, for example, you can expect there. I would put it in tier C but it's like very different for different guys.
Yeah.
Most guys probably not the best way to meet girls. Next up is future mutual friends.
Yeah, really depends on who your friends are. But looking at our lives, I would rank that tier S because most of the girls we meet through our friends and our social circle, they're very high quality girls, and we have only the best quality of them and the highest quantity of them. So, but our case, I'd say, is very special. But for most of the guys, I would rank that maybe in tier A because usually, if you're like a normie, you have some good high quality girls here and there, but they maybe happen like once or twice a year.
So it all depends on your social skills, what's your current social network. So it can go to tier S,
Yeah.
right? It can definitely go to tier S.
Yes, definitely.
But it all depends on like what your limitations are.
Yeah,
Like quality, you can absolutely control who you bring in your life.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
quantity
Yeah.
is just like it's something that takes time. But I think if you invest some time in it, it can absolutely be
Yes.
your biggest source to meet girls.
Yeah,
I absolutely
yeah.
agree. House parties,
That's actually the one I would rank in tier S, the first one for tier S,
absolutely agree.
because you're in control of everything. So looking at all the other things, you're not really in control of who you're going to meet when and where. But if you organize a house party and you know a lot of cool people and you tell them, for example, hey, make sure to bring one or two girls, for example, to the guys especially, you have 100% control over the house party. Who comes? You can say, hey, we have space for 50 people. These guys are coming, and the rest of the people should only be girls. And then you can decide which girls are allowed and which not. So house parties are
House
amazing.
parties, private parties, absolute god tier.
Yeah.
Tier S. High quality, very high quantity.
Yeah.
Like you are in control. So I mean, if you are like a broke guy with low social skills, like it can work. But I mean, like, bro, like just work on yourself.
Yeah. And talking about house parties, if you want to have very cool looking examples of how to throw very, very high quality house parties, just go to our Instagram profiles. I remember we threw some different house parties. And one of the greatest house parties was when we were in that one apartment in the inner city where we had a rooftop apartment for us, a pension, and we were, I don't know, in total 60 people or something.
Yeah, something like that. 50
Yeah.
people.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them were girls. I mean, there were, I think, like 10 guys or something, and the rest of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people were girls.
Also, like, ended up like dating one girl from there that I met
Yeah,
there.
that's
So
awesome.
It was really nice. Grocery store.
Phew, I would say, yeah, why are you caring about that? So that's absolutely not worth it. I mean, how often do you go to the grocery store? Like
Once a week.
once a week. So I usually go to the grocery store maybe once a day or once every 2 days, because there's one grocery store like 2 minutes away from me. And if I want to have like fresh baked bread or something like that, then I just go there. But that's early in the morning. That's like done in 5 minutes. So I'm not going there to approach people. And usually there are just old grandmas in there. So I mean, if you have a fetish for MILFs and grandmas, I mean, go for it. But you don't find high quality girls in a grocery store.
Yeah, okay. So I would put it in tier D as well. If you're actively going to grocery stores to meet girls, blah. But like if you are shopping around, right, and then you see a cutie, you can just go talk to her. That can work.
Yeah.
Because like she is not expecting to be approached there.
Yeah.
So I would say it can be a tier B if you are integrating into your life.
Yeah.
But if you are just actively going there to cold approach, probably not the most efficient use of time. I would leave it in tier D
Yeah.
if you are actively pursuing it. But like if you are someone who is has good skills already to socialize, it can also be like, I would say tier B.
So what can definitely work is when you do cold approaching and fashion stores like Zara, for example. So there are multiple of them here in Munich and in the inner city, and I met a lot of high quality girls in there. Of course, the cold approaching situation is way more difficult. It puts way more pressure on you and the girl. But usually, when there are girls in a Zara, the environment is way more calm. The flirt tends to be more quality.
Awesome, man. Family gatherings.
That's a difficult one. I don't have any experience with that. I never met a girl through family gatherings. I remember because I'm Russian and our family gatherings, especially when there's Christmas or when there's a wedding, they tend to be very, very big. And of course, I've seen there a lot of very attractive women there, but not all of them are my type, or they're maybe married, have a boyfriend.
What your culture is, like
Yeah.
what kind of family you have
Yeah.
and how big your family is. Like if you are only child and like you don't have any cousins, or like your family is not well connected, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But like for some people, for example, in my culture back home, I'm from Pakistan, a lot of people get married when they are like they meet their partners on like other people's marriage.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's like a festival over there, right? So it depends on how you meet them, like what kind of environment is there. So it's like people, you have like a friend of friend is coming there, things like that, and then you're kind of like going to someone's marriage, like the mood is already set, and then you can meet someone like that. So I
I
know a
see.
lot of
Yeah.
my friends, they like they find their partners like that. But I would say it's not applying to all.
Mm.
But if you have a situation like that, where your family is like very social, right? You live in smaller cities, like you are doing things together, and then you have like family, friends, you're doing things every now and then. That could be, I could like put in tier B. But as Max said, for him is like tier D, for me it's B. So I would just put it in tier C for now. It's
Yeah.
depending absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a not so attractive family, probably, probably it's not very high quality. Religious places.
Sounds like a porn set to me. So, I mean, it's very similar to family gatherings because religious places are something where a lot of families go. And you can definitely meet a girl if you're in the same religious group with her, where you go every Sunday to that one group. For example, if you're Christian and you have a place where you go every Sunday, of course, you can meet a girl there. She may be high quality, but she may be, very.
She's like asking for pardons of her past.
Yeah.
She's like,
Let's put it that way.
pardon my sins. I have been a bad girl, right? So it totally depends, right?
Yeah.
I know it's becoming less of a trend. Like a lot of people like go to churches here in the West less and less. So I would put it like in I don't think so it's worth it.
Yeah.
So I would say like if you are someone who goes to religious festivals and then you are active there, it could be worth it. But I think probably I would not use it in my situation. And
Yeah.
Max also doesn't see it like that.
Yeah.
Concerts.
Concerts somewhere between S and A, to be honest, because let's say there's a big concert going on, some famous singer comes along. Of course, there will be a lot of high quality and a lot of high quantity girls there. So you should make sure in those situations that you manage to maybe get like the DJ booth or a table with your friends in order for you to communicate status to attract those girls even more. If you don't want to do it, you can still do cold approach and all that stuff. You just have to be prepared. So that's my experience, that a lot of girls, especially high quality girls who come to those concerts, they don't necessarily live in your city. So chances are that you won't meet them again in the future.
My view on concert is like you are playing against the hypergamy. If it's like a male artist, he's getting all the attention.
Yeah.
Like if you are maybe like if you go to a female artist, that's probably different. Watching stories of like this friend of mine, right? She's an influencer in Munich, and then I think 50 Cent was in Munich,
Oh.
and like he looked at her direction for like split second,
Yeah.
and then she's posting stories like 50 Cent looked at me. I feel so like I feel so validated. Like,
Instantly got wet.
yeah. So the problem is you are like that person over there on the stage
Yeah.
is like a peak of the hypergamy chart. The girl is like dreaming about how the fuck she wants to spread her legs for him, and then you go like, hey, I just saw you from over there, da da da. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, bro. Right? So
Yeah,
it
it's
can play against you
Yeah.
if you don't have any status. I think for concerts especially, but like if you are going to festivals, you have a VIP area, it can definitely be worth it.
Yeah.
But for most cases, I personally think it's not a very good environment because you have competition with a guy that every chick out there wants. You have competition against you, which is because like it can still work, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say I personally don't like loud environments.
Yeah, so same thing for me. I don't like to talk against the music, so this is very exhausting.
Pick up in the mall.
Oh, pick up in the mall. So the amount of hours I spent in the mall and on the streets to cold approach girls, damn. I would say the mall is actually high quality and okay quantity. Really depends on where you live, how big the mall is, but there are some very good places here in Munich, or I remember Hamburg especially, where I met a lot of very attractive girls because in the mall, all of the fashion stores, all the other stores happen to be at one place. And of course, high quality girls need to go shopping at some point too. You have a lot of potential there.
Tier A.
Tier A.
I love it. Yeah, I say the same way. Exactly.
But you have to be cautious. So I know some guys, fortunately, this never happened to me, but I know some guys who got kicked out by the security team for because the security team noticed them running around in circles the whole day in the mall. And of course, this will make every security guy suspicious. So you shouldn't be there like hours and hours throughout the day. So this is not efficient as well. But the chances are higher for you to meet a high quality girl there.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, like if a guy is like creeping girls out in the house parties, you also kick the guy out.
Yeah, same thing.
So like social skills,
Yeah.
Riz needs to be on point in all of the instances.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I agree. So the mall could be good. If a girl is at the mall, she's probably not the busiest girl in the
Yeah.
world. She has some time to spare.
No.
You can just strike a conversation, add to your got to your Instagram, and then yeah, things are good. Sporting events or like sports matches or things like that.
Yeah.
Sporting events.
Sporting events where you take part or you just attend them.
Like visitor, let's
Yeah, for example, an MMA fight or something or
or
soccer
like
match.
go to soccer or baseball,
Okay.
basketball.
I mean, it's a good place for you to filter out girls in terms of interest. So when a girl is, for example, at a soccer event, you already have things in common, and it's way easier for you to start the interaction because that's very, very easy. So what I noticed a couple of months ago, I've been to my first ever handball match here in Germany. So I've never been into ball sports. I don't really like soccer. I don't really like handball, basketball. It's all the same for me. But I'm a big fan of martial arts, kickboxing, MMA, and all that
Saw
stuff.
girls there.
Well, the audience is very, very different. So the audience at MMA matches, kickboxing matches, I noticed that the girls at the martial arts competitions are way more attractive because they're more receptive towards high testosterone males.
Okay, nice.
So on these girls, they looked more athletic. They had usually clothes on which are more tighter, who made them look more attractive. But these are the girls who could be for a lot of guys red flags. And these girls, they want a high testosterone male. So it's way harder to compete for these girls. But the girls I noticed at that handball match, they were like, I maybe saw like 3 or 4 very attractive girls there, and that was it. So the audience was very, very different. But a good thing, you have something in common. So that's a good thing.
I think it's still like the quantity is very high. So you can like just approach hundreds of girls, literally. You just keep on going.
Yeah.
So I would put it like because the quality is okay, but the quantity is very high.
Okay.
So I would say, in like big arenas, you see people going to grab some food, right? So you can just like stay there and like talk to people there.
Yeah.
But same thing, they might not be from your city.
Yeah.
But I would just put it in tier B because there's like quantities there. In religious places, lecture halls, you don't have any quantity.
Yeah, that's
Here
right.
you have a very high quantity.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's efficient use of time.
Yeah.
If you want to meet multiple girls, like try your luck multiple times. So we don't have the beaches in Germany, but like what about our friends who are living in Spain and Portugal?
Well, I have very, very good experiences with the beach. So I met girls in Santa Monica Beach. I met girls in Kupangang in Thailand at the beach. So these were very good experiences. I would rank that tier A, high quality but okay quantity, because I mean at the beach there are all sorts of different girls, moms, fatties, and girls you don't necessarily like. But the quality can be very good because you see the girl almost naked.
You know what you're getting almost.
You know what you're getting, yeah.
Yeah, so I had very good experiences in Nice a couple years ago when I was there. Yeah, I had like very good interactions. Ended up meeting a girl from there, just like approached her and then it led to somewhere.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So I would say, especially in summer at the beach, people are just like in a much better mood. Like they're ready to be interacted, into something does. So I would put it in tier A as well. People maybe are not looking to be socialized.
Yeah.
Like just cold approaching.
Yeah.
But a very nice environment. So beach.
And the good thing is because a lot of high quality girls are at the beach alone as well. So I noticed here in Munich we have the English Garden, and when there's summer there are a lot of hot girls lying around, and a lot of them are just by their own. And the benefit here is they have no time pressure compared to cold approach. So you can easily transition your approach at the beach or in the garden when it's summer to an instant date and spend more time with her. So the flirt becomes way more high quality.
The library.
Don't have any experience with that. I didn't spend so much time in the library, so I'm a newbie to that, but I can imagine that, for example, people who study law or medicine, they tend to spend a lot of time in the library. And of course, if you spend a lot of time there will be other students, especially in medicine. A lot of girls study that, who will spend some time there. You're forced kind of to be in that same environment. You're forced to spend time together in the library, help each other out. And of course, that can lead to you meeting the girl.
Yeah. So what I felt like I've tried it in like couple times. I didn't have any success from libraries per se. But I just felt like the pressure is like everything is like there are some libraries where like everyone is so silent.
Yeah.
And even if you say hello, like everyone, like you just grab attention from everyone. And then,
Yeah.
so I mean, if you have approach anxiety, right? So I mean, after some time, you are okay to deal with it. But like, if there are some guys who are not able to deal with the anxiety, that's one thing. Another thing, you are putting all the pressure on the girl because he
Yeah.
also doesn't want to be like, you have to be very smart about it, I would say.
Sure.
So there's a lot of pressure because it's like way too silent.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
compared to like a nightclub blaring loud music, right, on the dance floor, this is like on the total extreme, silence. I did not have any positive experiences. Maybe there are some libraries where you can still strike a conversation. It's like not like super
yeah.
super quiet, like where you would like get attention from even saying, whispering. So I would say put it in tier C, but could also be tier B, depending on if you have a nice library, which is like, social library,
Yeah,
people are
yeah,
walking.
yeah.
If you are some intellectual guy, you like to read, you can show your competence. Maybe you can, I think the best thing you can do if you see a girl reading a book and you can tell her about that book. So you already can, build attraction from that. Okay, this guy knows the topic.
Yeah.
Right. So this requires you to be a certain way.
Yeah,
I would put it in tier C, but if you are a guy who is into that, it could be tier B for you. So for me personally, it's tier C because I haven't found the library where it's easy to talk to girls.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, your workplace.
Really depends on where you're working, right? If you're working in the military or somewhere offshore, of course, there tend to be lesser girls. But for most of the guys who watch our videos, they're either engineers, work in IT, like a high paying office job. So this is our main audience. And let's look at workplace from working in an office. I tried it, had not the best experience with that, but it can definitely work. So every office, especially big companies with a lot of offices, they have high quality women in there. So there's a reason why there's this huge section in porn where they do porn movies in office settings, because men have a huge fantasy in that, and women dress very, very hot in offices. Quality is definitely there. Speaking of quantity wise,
Depends on
difficult.
depends on your field. Like
Depends
if
on
you
your
are a
field.
doctor, well, like there's so many nurses, like they're
Yeah.
just running around you.
Yeah, and you have the status.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say it's absolutely dependent.
Yeah.
But I would say for guys who are watching our content,
Yeah.
they probably have the problem of not having access to enough women.
Yeah.
Right? If you just throw 100 girls to one guy, even if he's a virgin, he's gonna figure something out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is my experience. Like
Yeah.
if a guy interacts with women like on daily basis, he just improves.
Yeah.
So let's have like odds stack in your favor.
Yeah.
But I would say it's like okay quality, okay quantity, because it's not the most consistent way. And if you are a guy who struggles with social skills, you should not like fuck it up. This is where you might lose your career.
Yeah.
You might get
this is big.
you might get deported. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like I would not try it. But if you are like cool, this can definitely work. I think this is one of also the most common ways how people find their partner.
Yeah.
They just doctors date other doctors. Lawyers date other lawyers.
Yeah.
So it's very common.
Yeah, you have to be smooth about it. You can lose your reputation very, very fast, especially if you're in a leading position, if you're not necessarily the CEO or the CFO or in some other leadership position and you try to make something happen with one of your employees. This can backfire a lot. Right?
Yes. So let's put it in tier C because of the risks, but also the variations in the people. Okay. So themed networking events.
I like them a lot. So theme networking events, this can be everything. This can be a Halloween party. This can be what we did recently, a smaller group event where we were playing some exclusive board games. And you have So again, this is something that I really like, having something in common with the girl right from the start. So be it either sports or some theme. And I like this a lot because you can easily get into an interaction very, very fast. And to themed networking events, I mean, there tend to go a lot of high quality girls too. For example, if there's a fashion show, a lot of high quality women there, or maybe the gaming convention. It's a themed networking event. Of course, there are a lot of nerds there, but there are a lot of high quality and hot women there as well. So I would say tier A.
I would put in tier S at some points as well.
Mm,
I felt like in these kind of environments, people are more open to be
yeah,
socializing. In other, for example, like the mall and beach, people are not there to socialize. They're just like they
yeah,
want to be on their own,
yeah.
right? In clubbing, maybe yes, but like in these networking events, you can just like say hello to everyone. Yeah, I
Well,
would say
let's put it in tier S then.
because we organize some of these events
Yeah,
ourselves. We just can say hello to everyone, and then
yeah,
for a guy, it's easier when a girl is like has like less of a filter.
yeah,
Especially in these places, you have things in common.
yeah,
It's like an exclusive environment or like
yeah,
something you have in common, and it can be a very nice way
yeah,
because like it's a big one.
yeah,
Like there's like hundreds of people, and people are nicely
yeah,
dressed. They have something going on.
yeah.
So I would put it in team
Yeah,
networking event.
especially if your setup is great. If you're the organizer of the event or the host of the event or something like that, so you can display status very, very fast at those.
What about going to workshops and seminars or career growth?
Yeah, it's very similar to themed networking events, but the main difference is, of course, theme networking events are for your spare time, and professional workshops is for work time. So you can be forced to go on those professional workshops. You have an agenda, you have a schedule to do. You're not there for the fun, so you can't necessarily focus on meeting girls.
Yeah, I would say it's not really. So depending on which field you are from, for some fields it's like probably not even worth it.
Yeah,
I would say if you are working in tech fields, there's like less women just as an in, and if your focus is to improve your CV resume,
yeah,
upskill, so that should be your focus. So
yes,
for that reason, I
yeah.
would be placing it in tier D. I don't think so. It's worth it.
Yeah, especially speaking from efficiency, of course, that's not a very efficient way
Yeah.
to go about it.
So professional workshops and seminars,
Yeah,
tier D, like
yeah,
no reason. Focus on leveling up, becoming a
yeah,
high status man,
yeah,
high value man.
yeah.
Volunteering events.
You can choose which event you can go to. It's just up to you, and it's part of our program and the Black Swan system to look out for. We teach it our students to see where they can go, what's to their liking if they want to volunteer at a I mean, we volunteered at a supercar event. You can volunteer to do, for example, photos at a party. So you can choose that place where you want to go. And of course, if you're there and you're volunteering, you're already part of the team. So your status gets uplifted one way or another. And you have a reason to interact with people. So that's very easy.
Yes. The downside for that is like the quantity cannot be very high. In Germany, at least, there's not a lot of charity events happening. So I would say the quality is very high because
Yep.
if a woman is caring, nurturing, she's of absolutely like very high
Yep.
quality. But quantity could be a problem, a bottleneck here. Because like there you have to find out those events or there's not a lot of them happening, I
Yeah.
would say. So I would put it in tier A
Uh-huh.
because the quantity itself is just not there because house parties you can do every now and
Yeah.
then, other parties they're happening, but like
Mm.
the number of volunteering events where you can meet high quality women is not very high. So tier A for most people. But amazing, very high quality women, they're nurturing, and then if they look attractive as well, boom, you
Uh-huh.
found a wifey. All right. Private social clubs, like art clubs.
Definitely, yeah, a tier S, similar to themed networking events and house parties, because those private social clubs, they're already filtering out the people. So if you're there as a man in some special bar or some social club, whatever the topic is, and girls see you there, you're there for a reason. Everyone knows you have to have something in order to be there. So I remember we were once at this masked party. Everyone who was there felt kind of special because they had a very profound filter process in order to filter the right people in.
Also, we go to this mafia event sometimes,
Yeah.
to like a social club, mafia social
Yeah.
club. Yeah, they play like a very cool board game.
Yeah.
Everyone is like super well dressed.
Yeah.
So I would say amazing.
Again, here it's very easy to get to know those people because Everyone has to have a reason to be there, and you can start a conversation very, very easy with them. So because you have to have something in similar.
What about art events?
Depends on what you're into, right? I mean, the gaming convention is an art and cultural gathering as well. So
Culture.
it's culture, definitely. Depends on what you're into. If you're into some very whack and complicated art, then this can not be worth it. So
Yeah, I mean, if you are into abstract art,
yeah,
I think a lot of girls, they're into arts, paintings. And if you happen to have good connections in that industry,
yeah,
you can show a lot of status there.
yeah, sure,
So I
definitely.
know one guy who would meet a lot of girls from just going to exhibitions.
Uh-huh.
So girls who are creative, they go to a lot of, yeah, I mean, like in a lot of creative fields, like art galleries, you see mostly women
Yeah.
who are into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then if you have one thing in common, it just makes everything so easy.
Yeah.
Like you just have
Yeah.
to know a thing or two.
Yeah.
I would say I would probably put it in tier A. For some guys, maybe tier B. Because like you have thing in common, but that's fair to going there. And people out there, they are open to be socializing.
Yeah. Yes.
They're at an event.
Yeah.
Event means like talking to people, and then yeah, you can make things happen there. So I would
Yes.
say tier A also.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. Awesome. Yeah, that's a very profound tier list. So then definitely makes sense. So we have at tier S right now house parties, theme networking events, private social clubs. So these are the things that are almost 100% in your control. So, and the benefit of tier S, which the other tiers have only a little bit of or nothing at all, you can display a high status. You can show that you're a high value guy. You can bring other people in there. You can sub communicate to other girls who are there that you're a high value, and they will feel instantly more attracted to you. So that's a huge benefit of tier S, right? And then of course tier A, the basic stuff like clubbing. I'd say after tier B, this is like everything, which is mostly approaching people cold with some warmed up contacts as well, like family gatherings and all that stuff. But you're compromising here. You're not playing it very efficient anymore, in my opinion.
Totally agree. And like in tier D, just like that's not worth the time.
No,
You have so many other options. Like why would you even consider it?
no.
Yeah, and so guys, if you want like a personalized help, so if you want to us to like look into your situation and how we can help you build a killer social circle in your city, which can improve your connections, connecting with like top 1% men, or also if you want to meet women who are very high quality, wifi material, or depending on what you're looking for, if you just want something casual, we'll definitely see how we can improve that. Go to the link in the description, book a call with me or Max, and then we will discuss how we can help you get there, or at least give you a roadmap so you can decide what's the best route for you to go there. Catch you guys next time then.
See you in the next episode.